Hello, you are welcome to my class. I'm Dr. Kingsley. In my class today, I want to explain or teach you how we can differentiate between saturation and unsaturation. That is to say, how can we differentiate between saturated compounds and unsaturated compounds? Saturated compounds, they have sigma bond. They have only single bond. While unsaturated compounds, they have pi bond. That is, they have pi bond. Okay. So example of a saturated compounds is alkanes, while examples of unsaturated compounds are alkenes and alkynes. How do we differentiate between alkenes and alkyne from the alkanes which are saturated? Now we can do that with some colored compounds. One of those colored compound is bromine water. The color of bromine water is reddish brown. Now, unsaturated compound decolorizes bromine water from reddish brown to colorless. Now, another compound we can use is chlorine water. That is aqueous chlorine. Now, the unsaturated compound dey decolorizes chlorine water to colorless. That is, the color of chlorine water is light greenish yellow. So the unsaturated compound, which are the alkenes and alkynes, they can react with bromine water to decolorize it. While the alkanes, okay, are saturated, they do not show any visible reaction with bromine water or chlorine water, and therefore cannot decolorize them. Then other compounds we can use is acidified potassium, that is acidified potassium tetraoxomanganate 7. This compound, the color is purple. When they react with unsaturated compounds, they decolorize this compound. That is, unsaturated compounds, they decolorize acidified KMnO4. Then the last one I have today is what? Acidified potassium heptaozodichromate 6 solution. Now the color of the compound is orange, and the alkenes and alkynes, which are unsaturated, react with this compound to change their color from orange to green. Now, what do I have now here? Okay, I have here a few drops of bromine water in carbon tetrachloride. Add it to each of the sample. No reaction with what? Alkanes. But for alkanes, reddish color turns colorless. The same thing happens with alkynes. Then if I use chlorine water, okay, you add a few drops of chlorine water to each of the sample, there will be no visible reaction with alkanes. Why alkanes, the light greenish yellow color turns colorless. The same thing happens with alkyne. Then we use, okay, acidified KMnO4 solution. No visible reaction for alkanes. Then the purple color turns colorless for alkanes and alkynes. Then if we add few drops of acidified K2Cr2O7, there will be no visible reaction for alkanes. For alkanes and alkynes that are unsaturated, the color changes from orange color to green. Now, what I have in summary here, if we are to summarize, we see that we have what? 4 compounds that we can use to differentiate. One is bromine water. Now, if we react bromine water with a unsaturated compound like alkane, let us take ethene for example. You are reacting it with what? Bromine water. You see that what? Bromine water, which is Br2, is bonded this way, Br and what? Br. So the bond can break so that one of the bromine will be attached to one carbon, while the other bromine can attach to the other carbon. Once you attach two groups to the carbon having double bond, the double bond breaks. So what we have is CH2, CH2, then you have Br here, and what? Br. That is 1,2-dibromoethane. Then if we use KMNO4, for example, what you have is CH2, that is ethane, reacting with what? With KMNO4. What KMNO4, an oxidizing agent, okay, donate is what? Oxygen, and is a solution of what? KMNO4. So there is water. So what compound do we form from here? How many oxygens are here? 2. And how many hydrogens? They are what? 2. It's just as you writing OH and OH. You see, when this thing breaks here, you find out that one OH attaches here, while the other OH attaches here. So what we have is CH2, then CH2, OH, and what? And OH. This is what? Ethane 1,2-diol. Ethane 1,2-diol. Okay, that is the compound. So you can see that what? That the double bond compounds, the same thing with triple bond compounds. Okay, they react with what? With KMNO4, and the color is being decolorized. Now, having known how we can differentiate between the unsaturated compound and the saturated compound, how do we now differentiate between alkanes and alkynes? Okay, let us see that distinction between alkanes and alkynes. How do we differentiate between them? Since we can differentiate between these two and alkanes, how do we now differentiate between alkanes and alkynes? Now, we can use two compounds to differentiate. The alkynes I'm talking about here is actually terminal alkynes. Now, we can use what? AgNO3, that is silver nitrate. We can also use what? CuCl. This is what? Copper chloride. So I can use what? Silver trioxo nitrate 5. Then I can use what? Copper 1 chloride to differentiate between alkanes and alkynes. Now, alkanes will not react with any of these, but alkynes will react with what? Either two of them. Alkynes will react with silver trioxo nitrate 5, and alkynes will also react with what? Copper 1 chloride. How is this reaction? Let's say we have RC double bond C, okay, RC double bond CH. This is terminal alkynes. Then we want to react it with what? With silver nitrate, for example. Okay, what we have is what? What we have is RC double bond, okay, Ag plus HNO3. So that is the compound we'll have. So what is the name of this compound? This is a silver alkylide. So anytime terminal alkyne react with what? Silver nitrate, you will get what? Silver alkylide and what? And HNO3. Let us take example, because we know that R can either be hydrogen or any alkyl group. If R is hydrogen, then the terminal alkyne we'll be talking about is ethyne. Now, if ethyne react with silver nitrate, please, you must, very important, the silver nitrate must be in what? In ammonia. So the silver nitrate must be in what? In ammonia, aqueous ammonia. Okay, yes. So there must be presence of what? Aqueous ammonia here. So when I do that, And we have what? Ag, C double bond, CAG. Okay? Then plus what? 2NH, 2HNO3. Okay, to balance the equation, we can put 2 here now. This thing we have here is what? Silver acetylide. Silver acetylide. Okay, the same thing can go with what? With copper 1 chloride. Let's say we have HC triple bond C. Okay, H, that is the ethyne, and we want to react it with, okay, copper 1 chloride, that is CuCl, in ammonia, aqueous ammonia. What you have is Cu, C double bond C, Cu plus 2 NH4Cl. Okay, this in turn is also what? Copper acetylide. So we can see that what? Terminal alkynes can react with these two compounds, while alkenes will not be able to react with these two compounds. And that is how we can differentiate between alkenes and what? Alkynes. So in this video, we have seen how to differentiate between saturation and unsaturation, and also we have also seen how to differentiate between alkenes and alkynes. I hope you like this video. Please always help me to subscribe, share the video, and like the video. All right, thank you very much.